Hey Marvel Strike Force, it's been a minute since we talked about war. Um, I think before we talked about it, Null wasn't out yet. Liberty was just now was coming out, and Alpha Flight wasn't, or Absolute A Force wasn't farmable yet. So that kind of is a lot. Um, the two best teams have had things happen. We've had a new extreme character come out. It's kind of oh, and we had Starjammers come out. You know, that's kind of we won't talk about them. Um, but I think that's enough for us to kind of go back and review where we're at in war, what's going on, what I'm doing differently. Let's take a look. Um, I'm thinking about Room One. Um, I think Elektra and Daredevil may be playable on defense. I definitely don't think they're playable on offense because I think that team stinks. But the reason I think these two might be playable on defense is Elektra sits in stealth on turn one, and she hits like a truck. And she's got pretty good stats. Daredevil, on the other hand, if I pull the trigger and do this, I have to level him up, of course. But the reason I think this is somewhat playable on defense right now is North Star puts out vulnerables, which then will heal Daredevil down the road. Um, we also are playing Sasquatch as a raider, so if he, retaliates, he also has the chance of putting out some more vulnerables. So I don't think that's terrible. And Sasquatch also is protecting the team while Daredevil takes a bajillion hours to get going at 119 or 118. So, and I also think Alpha Flight kind of stinks right now. They're kind of just a team you like counter with like Illuminati or something. And I'm thinking if there's two taunts, they may run out of gas a little bit. Is kind of my thought process. And there's the chance that Electra just kills somebody because Illuminati doesn't have that much hit points. Unless they're playing with, because Black Bolt's passive only works in Crucible if I remember correctly. Um, so that makes that team feel better. I'm curious to see how it works, and I have to make the decision: am I going to upgrade Daredevil? I'm not sure yet. As you can see, I haven't leveled him. You probably see my other videos, which also don't speak highly of him. So we got that. Room 2. I'm still doing Spider Society. I put a lot of G19.5 on these characters. I put Ares in here because I don't know what to do with Ares. I don't really use them. I don't use them on offense, and I don't use them in a lot of. I don't have room for him in a lot of these rooms, so he's helping Spider Society have a chance at winning some matches that they normally wouldn't win. I like playing Omega in here too because she's another healer they got to deal with. I just think that makes that room a little bit tougher, and they're all big. Room 3, it's kind of like just a hodgepodge of things I don't use. I don't use Annihilators on defense, at least not in their full team. I also don't use 3 of the Horsemen, like, ever, so I stopped using my Astral counter because I needed the full Liberty to counter some teams. So I kind of just threw Dorm in here with them. It's nothing amazing. I wish Red Hulk was 105, but he's not, so it just is what it is. I could throw a Rogue back on an X-Men team, but my X-Men teams do pretty decent without her. So I'm just letting her play with the Horsemen. You know, nothing amazing. I don't recommend it. If you got something better to put there, then do it. But I don't. So that's what I got. Room 4 is a hodgepodge of high stat characters that I'm trying to make go fast. Lady Deathstrike and Rocket Raccoon are the ones I'm speeding up. Lady Deathstrike, if they rewind somebody, all of a sudden makes them behind. Rocket Raccoon with getting sped up by America Chavez possibly makes Groot get taunted. With the speed up from America Chavez and the slow from Groot, it usually makes people overreact and put something big in this that really doesn't deserve to be here. So, pretty happy with that. Lilandra, I don't really use her anywhere, but she's got a lot of stats, so, you know, at 2 million, she's pretty big. She's two diamond now. Room 5, it's my better extreme room, basically. I've got Beast and Forge that heal. I've got Gambit and Havoc who ping. I've got Storm and Gambit who both give speed up. It makes it kind of an awkward room to deal with. because you got to control a lot of pieces, or just annihilate them before they take a turn, which is also tough. So it makes for people to have to overreact, or if they underreact, I sometimes pick up a win from it. So I love that. Room 6, it's still my favorite room that I use. This room is that Black Knight Polaris CGR room. I've kind of evolved it a little bit over the course. Since I no longer use the Annihilators as a full team, I've thrown Thanos in there to just be more retaliate damage. He sometimes pops off and just wins the match. If they can't get through everything and get control, I also have Taskmaster in here, who is 105 because he got buffed prematurely and then taken away. He can throw blinds out there and just kind of cause problems. I like that room. My number 7 is an Odin room. It's losing a little more now because of all the Mephistos on offense, but it's still doing really well. Even when people take something that should beat it, sometimes it just ends up being Odin left. I have Odin as a fortifier, so he survives longer. It's hard to get through all of the speed mechanics and speed blocking that's going on, because I have Black Cat and Noir in here. I also have Spider Weaver, and I've also got the early taunt. All of that early taunt with a rewind. Like, there's a lot of things going on there, and Odin's value in war feels significantly diminished now that Mephisto has moved to offense. So I'm okay with this. I feel like Odin as a piece is significantly more valuable in Crucible than is War right now. And maybe I'm just not using him right, but that's kind of what I'm doing with it. I actually think the most valuable piece right now in War is KNULL. KNULL just seems to be the king. Room 8 is one I ran into recently, and I think it is absolutely the best alpha fight room right now. And that's Mephisto Scroll. And this room can be a nightmare for full Liberty. I've seen some Mephisto teams Mephisto Liberties be able to beat it. I've also seen Alpha Flights lose to it. I've seen all kinds of things tried in this, and most of them get a loss. There's a few exceptions that don't. So I really like this room. It's kind of like my go-to defense. It usually at least gets a win, if not more, depending on if they've seen it and know how to react to it. My Old Man Logan room, people still hate on me for this, but I love it. I don't need Old Man Logan on offense. I feel like Mercs for Money in the current season is amazing without him, and this room either makes Mercs for Money come in here and come play with him, or it brings in something else that's way over the top. It's a fast room because I've got Nightcrawler and Cable in here. Jean's already fast. Sunspot is just another striker that puts bleeds out there, gives offense up. Old Man Logan assists on everybody. As you can see, everybody's a striker. If the room starts to pop off, it usually wins. And then the last room we've got is the Astral room. It's so big that it sometimes wins. Yes, there are hard counters out there, but sometimes I'm just too tall. I'm adjacent to one of the armory rooms, so I've got the armory buff. I like it in there. I put it in the last slot on purpose so that everybody has to go through all this other crap to be before they get to see it. That's just how I like to play. So overall, I really like my defenses right now. But big things that have kind of changed what I do is I don't think Mephisto can play in a non-Alpha Flight room anymore. He's just too easily countered by KNULL if he is, and that's bad. I think Odin potentially is super countered, but I also don't think there's a better place for Odin right now. There's not really like a good way to protect him like there is in Crucible. So it's either you play with Odin on offense or you don't, and I really don't like Odin on offense. Right now I'm playing with APOC and KNULL on offense, but I don't like playing with these two. It's kind of the way I'm leaving it right now. I did want to go in and show you one fight that I think is super cool. As I told you, Liberty works into this. Full Liberty will do it, but I'll show you my offense teams real quick. Right now I'm running KNULL Hivemind. This team is amazing on offense. It's probably the strongest or the second strongest team out there right now, in my opinion. Followed up by, Liberty's probably 1. I would say Null Hive's probably 2, and the zombies are probably 3. Um, and then I like running this team into. I run this a lot of times into a Spider Society team. I just put X-23 in Old Man Logan's spot. It's more than enough to get it done. I like running Illuminati on offense. I ignore the season buff with them. I think they are too good on offense and too easily countered on defense. Mighty's also still amazing. Night Stalkers are too easily countered on defense, but amazing on offense. Same thing with S6. New Avengers is usually an infestation or an old team pick. Same thing with Nowhere. And then this is an infestation team. The only things I didn't really, I've still got some other pieces here and there and whatnot, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 teams pretty easily. I don't know if I forgot anything that's normally played. Oh, I've got some like miscellaneous Orcus pieces that I usually can find a home for somewhere. I've got an Ultimus that I usually can find a home for somewhere. So I've got a few pieces that normally. Oh, Cabal. Cabal's one I use a lot. I generally do the Cabal plus APOC and Kang. That's one team that I have deleted off my list, but I need to add back in. And that team usually can beat Astral of all sizes. I do that a lot of times. And then the other piece that I don't have saved anywhere, but usually ends up being a plug-and-play somewhere, is Zombie Scarlet Witch. That character is very good, and I usually plug her in based on what they're doing, and kind of just fit her in teams or make teams around her. She's a one-man band. But let me show you this one team. This team is crazy. And what we do here is not this. We drop one character. We're going to cut this guy, and we're going to add this guy in instead. We're going to run Hivemind, Mephisto, Null into Mephisto, Alpha Flight. Let's go check this out. And yes, I did see this recently. I was very surprised by the outcome. Yes, Mephisto and Null are crazy, but this guy's putting up Mephisto and Super Skrull, and Alpha Flight. I feel like I'm trading 2 pieces for 3 pieces because of what it is. And I think that's just kind of how crazy it is. And it's just the outcome of how this goes. He ends up always putting a blind out there. It sucks I got a blind on my Null, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. We'll deal with it. We got the death proof, so we should be pretty safe for a minute. Null will get healed eventually. As you can see, we're slowly getting there. We'll pull everybody together, flip everybody. Mephisto doesn't get any buffs. We're going to go ahead and Mephisto special. Put some more gray bar on that character. She's almost dead. We are going to put up the battlefield effect anyways. Null goes back to full, even though he was blinded, so it didn't even matter. We go in here and throw out all the damage that we can. We'll throw some more debuffs back at him. Looks like somebody accidentally died. Oh, Super Skrull. Super Skrull accidentally died. We weren't even targeting him. Oh, it looks like the Miss Marvel accidentally died. And it looks like I might have the bug from the animations. I sure do. So they're not doing the animations anymore, so bear with me. And it looks like it's just over. And it's just over. We just clicked buttons and they died and never took a turn. Was that crazy? I kind of think it was. If you can do that attack, then all of a sudden you can also do the Liberty attack into something, and now you have 2 super offense teams. Now you do have to give your Mephisto on defense. But what I'm seeing a lot of people do, if they do that, is they take Odin and plug him in right here. So you have Odin, Skrull, Alpha Flight, and it's still a super good room, but then you have 2 super offense teams. So do you want 2 super defense teams, or do you want 2 super offense teams? Your choice. What do you guys think? So right now I'm very happy with War, and then I am curious how this will do. We'll see. let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like these kind of war videos? Do you like a little update on where I'm at and what's going on, what I'm thinking? And if that's something you like, please come thumbs up the video, come like and subscribe, come tell me what you think.